Hey, Chip here, No Garage. I am still in Jacksonville, Florida, where my wife had surgery at, I don't know if you can see it up there. We were at the Mayo Clinic. Uh, this is a hotel here on the property or on the campus or whatever you want to call it. Um, but I need to work on the car. So I'm going to do a step-by-step instructional video, tutorial video. I am on how to change the oil on a 2016 Ford Edge. First, you got to make sure you got your tools. Hold on, I got honest. I got tools, extensions, oil filter, Motorcraft oil filter part number FL910S. And then Ford calls for 5W30 motor oil. I always use Valvoline. And I got wrenches and I don't have a jack. Crap. Guess we gotta run to the store. Alright, I went to the store and got a jack. Shit. You know what I forgot? A damn drain pan. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back from the store again. Got my drain pan so I don't make a mess all over the parking lot. So now what we're going to do is show you the best place to jack up your vehicle so that the drain plug is in the back. So you want to jack from the front to get that back, the downward angle towards the back, so you can drain the most oil possible out of your drain plug. So here we go. All right, so apparently there is nowhere here this is okay. All right, let me find a different spot. Okay, so here's the spot right there. Yeah, that's the optimal jacking spot apparently, and I have a whole bunch of under stuff. Wow. Okay. Did I say this is going to be a tutorial? I'm not sure if anyone's ever noticed, but I'm a portly fellow, and that's not going to be enough. Yeah, much better. And that also allows you to repackage the jack. And return it. So now, lesson of the day, when you unpackage your cheap ass jack you bought at Walmart for doing a oil change on the road, be very careful with your packaging so you can return it. You do know this is what you get for leaving your house without all possible tools. I am stuck under this car, taking off with a 7mm and no power tools, taking these out. And I think I got an ant crawling on me. That's what I think. I think the oil pan is up there, which means I'm in the wrong spot. All right, I found it. Oil pan drain plug is up in there. Not a problem. A couple more of these bolts here to take off. Actually, probably just this one. I don't know. I'll find out. Let me get these off, and then we'll get back to the tutorial. You don't need to know none of this stuff here. All right, so here's a lesson to be learned in this tutorial. Don't drive to a Walmart and then drive around the parking lot looking for somewhere to change your oil, because your engine gets hot, and now you gotta wait, and then while you're crawling around under your car, take anything off that might be important. I don't know, maybe shit. That's a problem. Although I'm not legally blind, things far away are blurry. Okay. Yeah. So let that be a lesson in this tutorial. Put your glasses in a safe place. All right, we're back under the car again. So I broke my glasses. Not quite sure how that happened, but it did, as you've seen. That's good. All right, so here is the drain plug. Here is the drain pan. And I am going to try and put you in a spot where you can see me, hopefully, do this. Let's see. All right. Let's get this out of the way for the moment. Oh God, this is. Oh, if you can get your car up higher. Holy crap! What'd they do? Torque this? Wow. I am not in a good spot for this. Golly. Whew. Oh. Yeah. I brought a tool for this. Definitely wasn't this. There we go. Just smack it a few times. It'll come off. All right, this is going to be warm. Here comes the fun part, trying to get this bolt out of here without, come on, there we go. See that? See how good that was? Now we let it drain. That is some black oil. It needed this. There's nothing on, I don't know if you can see it, there's no metal on the end of the bolt, which is good. All right, that's a good sign that it's drained. Now it's just dripping because there's not enough there to pour. So put that back in. And there's no reason to get it super tight. Push this up to where it's going to be underneath your oil filter, because that's going to make a mess too. So you want to be ready for that. Get it tight. And then it's time for the oil filter. See, the optimal place you want to change your oil is in a driveway, a garage, something, so you can have better access to everything. But I don't have that option. So here is my oil filter down here. I already removed this. That's why it wasn't. Yeah. Well, oil filter is way down. Way down there. My motor don't seem hot. So let's see if this is torqued on or not. Yes, it is. Let me see if I can unscrew that. I can't get it from above. So I'm gonna try and get it from below. Laying in the dirt. Hopefully I can. Let's see. First, gotta move the oil pan out of the way. Or the drain pan, I mean. Okay, it's right here. This would be great if I'd have remembered to bring my proper oil change tools, which I didn't. And for some reason, oil change places seem to think they need to torque this thing on. Never torque. You hand tighten it as much as you can, and that's all it needs, people. Because now I can't get this off. I don't have any of my removal tools. It's very simple for me to get to, so I guess since I'm, here at a Walmart, I'm gonna go buy the proper tool. All right, I'm back. Always, this is another lesson for you when doing an oil change. Always show up, especially when you're doing it in a parking lot with your car up on a curb. Come with the proper tools. So, oil filter wrench, it takes that. That is going to be a lifesaver because the last person that did your oil change, when you took it to a shop and paid $100, they torqued it. I'll guarantee they torqued that oil filter on, which is stupid. So let's get under there, get that oil filter off finally. All right, now this little tool here is cool, because what it'll do is it'll grab on, and I'll show you. It'll grab on and tighten, I hope. All right. Oh, wrong way, I think. Yeah, that's the wrong way. What the hell? Come on. There you go. Nice and tight. And get the oil pan under here because it's going to start leaking. Let me get this a little looser. It's a little bit of a tough tool to use, but well worth it. All right, now I can turn it with my hand. So get this under here. Sometimes this is pretty messy, and I'm guessing this is going to be the same thing. See? All right, there's the oil filter off. All right, now, before you put your oil filter on, make sure you got the right one. Again, I'm using a Motorcraft FL910S. Grab this out. And what you'll want to do is go ahead and stick your finger down here, nice and goopy, and just get the outside. Whoops, show you what I'm doing. Just get that real quick. And make sure you got a wipe to take it off, or to wipe off your finger. I'll be right back. I can't even see where that's going, to be honest. But I'm gonna try. Get your head up in here, take a look. Start it up there. Can you see? Yes, you can. All right, get it up there. I've got it tight, or I've got it snug. Now you just give it maybe half a turn, and that's it. That's all you need. You should be able to loosen that up by yourself. So let's put some oil in this thing. Okay, now oh yeah, I put that bottom, it's supposed to be a skid plate, but it's not. it's cloth. This is the oil change tutorial. YouTorial? What the hell's the YouTorial? A tutorial. A YouTube tutorial. That's what a YouTorial is. So, yeah. So oil change tutorial. You don't need to know how to do body work. All right. Oil. Yeah. 5W30. That's what it calls for. And how you take that off, I don't know. I really don't. What is this? What kind of trickery is this? What? Hold on. That son of a gun was tight. All right, so now get the absolute worst funnel you can get. Buy a 5-quart gallon of oil because it's cheaper, and put 4 of those quarts in. and then check it. You know, honestly, I don't know how many quarts go in here. I should look that up. I'm trying to teach you guys how to do this, and I'm not really sure. Put 4 in, and then check it. It should be 5 or 4.5 maybe. Yeah, see? Here's how it goes. Just pour it all 4.5. Don't mind that this is a 5-quart jug. It's a 5-quart gallon. Like I say, you want 4.5 quarts in, and then check it. And then what's going to happen is probably half a quart is going to end up in the oil filter when you first start it. So be sure and check it again. That looks like about 4.5, right? Am I close? That should be close. Guess I don't need to check it, do I? Doesn't matter. All right, once you're done with all that, you know, put your cover back. That's not important. Your trash there. Find yourself one of them cart corrals and throw your shit away. Don't leave it out here. You're at a Walmart. And then take your drained oil back to the automotive department, which I will do here in a second, and give it to them to dispose of. Anyway, so let me get this trash thrown away. We'll fire up the car, get it off the curb, and see what's up. Make sure you got sweat in your eye before you do this. Okay, so now that you're done with your oil change, you checked your oil. I just showed you how to do that, but if you don't know how to do that, go to one of them 10-minute quick oil change places because you're stupid. That jack that didn't work out for you, take it back. That's $50, man. That's 50 freaking bucks. All right, guys, look. I don't have my mic on, so I'm using the. Yeah. I don't have my mic on, so I'm using the camera's mic. Look, don't do what I do. I am not someone to follow for tutorials. This was just a joke. This car actually takes, when you change the fuel filter, see, when you change the oil filter. Oh, I look sinister for some reason. When you change the oil filter, it takes 5.7 quarts of oil. I sorely found out because I pulled over to a parking spot, took the jack in to return it. Yes, I actually did return the jack. And I came back out, I checked the oil, I figured it sat long enough, so I checked the oil, and I was a quart low, or almost a quart low. So I had to go back in the store, buy another quart of oil. So just remember, take 6 quarts, and this is the 2.0, 4-cylinder, 6 quarts when you change the oil filter. So pay attention. Anyway, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial. I enjoyed making it, other than, you know, the whole laying on the ground thing. Catch you later, bye.